Okay. It took us a minute to get to go live for some reason.
Technology.
I know. Hi, everybody. Dr. Amy Spoelstra here, the founder of the Focus Academy and the Focus Program. And I am here with one of my faves. And I'm not trying to play favorite. I love a lot of people, but there are some very specific things that I want to really highlight in this interview, in this tidbit today, and about this particular doctor. And so we're gonna jump into that in a minute. But Dr. Alex is one of my absolute faves because when she learns something and she knows that it's more than about her and she has something that can help her community, there is nothing stopping this woman. And it's been really fun to watch as she's learned the Focus system and through the Focus certification series, and she's a part of the Elite Access group, so she can continue to learn more, to bring more to her community. It's been just amazing to just sit back and watch her go with this. So Dr. Alex, can you tell everybody out there, for the parents listening, where you're located and why you jumped into the Focus Academy in this world?
Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for creating this amazing platform for us, Dr. Amy. And I am in Greensboro, North Carolina, serving the Triad and Triangle area. I have been in practice for 2 years, but I have been focusing on focus and learning and behavioral and socialization challenges for about now 7 months. And so when I had the privilege of learning of what is Dr. Amy doing in her community and how she's tying the brain and overall function and how we can fill in the gaps that could potentially be there as a result of potential early stress in utero or early life, I just had to jump in on this because I am one of those children who skated under the radar, right? I had a lot of issues with socialization, still do, but it's a progress, right? I at least recognize the areas where I can be a little more progressive and a little more proactive. And so it matters that, again, there are no bad behaviors, right? When we understand what the brain is telling us, it's so much easier to offer solutions to our parents and to our communities and to our providers so that we can, again, be on the same page. What is this child telling us? And so I love that, again, there's nothing missing for me personally, nor for anybody else who I might be interacting with. It's just how do they engage with the world, right? What tools are they using and how can we get them to be more efficient and more sophisticated in their ability to engage, process, and connect with their world? So for me, English is my second language, guys. So it's like, I'm always processing and using tools in order to just get my messages across. So I'm always dealing with the brain, right? How am I translating? How am I putting the words together or stringing the words? Because translation from one language to the other is almost like a brain development. It's like you always have to know what comes first, what comes second, and so on and so forth. So I love talking about the brain because, again, everybody has it and everybody wants to optimize it, right? So we want to find efficient tools in how we do that and not go the route of some more invasive procedures that really don't look at the gaps, but they're looking at the symptom expression of where the gaps may be. So that's a little bit about me. And I love to teach this to the parents because, again, it's so important that we all know when we should take our child for a first dental appointment. We all know when we should try and teach our child when to swim, right? But when are we actually exposing our child to, are they properly developing? And I think that's something that I am so mission driven on, getting the proper steps portray to the parents that their function of the nervous system is equally important for how pearly their whites are. And just because it's not always visible to us, and somebody else might say they'll grow out of it, it's important that we devote our time and our health and our progress towards that brain development.
Excellent. So you guys out there can see what I mean by this doctor is very passionate, purpose-driven, and not afraid or intimidated, or maybe sometimes afraid and intimidated, but just does it anyways, jumps in and says, hey, this information is more important for me to get out there than for me to just like keep to my side. It's more important for me to do it and feel a little bit uncomfortable with it, and to speak in front of people, to work on educating and providing education for your community that can sometimes, doctors out there listening, can be really intimidating to get up and teach on brain development. But when you took this information, you had self-discovery with it, which I don't want to glaze over that. I think that that's really an important piece of the puzzle that, so often when we learn this stuff, we all have gaps in development. It's an important piece of the puzzle to get that self-discovery. And the more you can go, hey, I relate to some of these challenges, then you become more of a resource and more of somebody that can help, because you not only are a provider that has clinical tools to help, but you're a person who understands as well.
Absolutely. Yes. So just a brief synopsis of my upbringing and my development trajectory. I was born with a cord around my neck. So as a result of that, I've always had what they considered mild case of asthma. Right? So again, she'll grow out of that, but I didn't really grow out of anything, because the next step that I did not follow through on is crawling. I never crawled properly, right? So I went straight into walking. And so after that, I had a significant fall at the age of 14 months, where I actually didn't walk at all for about an additional year. So my movements were really, really limited during my first 2 years of life. And Dr. Amy, as you know, and most of the people who are going to be watching this who have done some of their research, we know that initial movement early in life is what really programs this lovely thing inside our heads to actually allow us to properly engage, connect, and learn and socialize with our world. So you will find me, and I always say this, even though I'm 38 years old right now, I still do cross and crawls every day, because it's so important for me to fill these little gaps. And the integral part of what I'm talking about here is, even at 38, we can still fill in these gaps and optimize the function of this. So we haven't really lost anything. We haven't really... it's not something that cannot be reversed. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's the beauty of a human body. No matter what the current situation may be, we can always work for better expression of life, as I've learned that expression from you, Dr. Amy. And I absolutely love that. It's not about, being embarrassed. It's not about, do I say something backwards? It's about giving that opportunity for somebody else to make a best decision that's available to them, so that they can have the best expression of life and a best family group that's available to them.
That's right. Well, I'm just so honored to have you as a part of our Focus Academy and a Focus certified doctor. And it's been a real privilege to watch you learn this information, find the simplicity in it, sort through the complexity through the curriculum, have your questions, have your self-discovery, understand, find the simplicity to understand how to apply this in practice, teach this to your community to help more people, because that's what it's all about for me, for you, for all of us. And so I would love to just ask you maybe one thing, and then I want you to share again where you are so people can know how to find you, because we have people asking, our practice all the time about Focus certified doctors. So we want to make sure people know exactly how to get to you. what would you tell somebody out there, that a doctor who is a chiropractor who is like, do I want to work with this population, behavior learning, socialization challenges, and two, just, can you find simplicity through this curriculum to do just that?
Absolutely. So for me, like Dr. Amy always says, and it's so important for us to recognize, if you're working with an individual that's considered a human being, you are working with somebody who has learning, behavior, and socialization challenges. Because absolutely nobody here went through a perfect development, because one, we're all exposed to those 3 different types of stressors, and they impact us differently, every single human being. So from that perspective, this information is integral for you to know, because you are working with individuals, humans, that you will need to recognize what are they telling you by these subtle, averting their eyes away, hat on top of their face, or whatever it may be, or putting something in their mouth at the age of 10. What does that mean? And is that something you should be concerned with, or is that something you should high five the parents and say, yes, finally they're doing something right? So I think it's so important that we know this information, and again, it gives us a little bit of credibility to reach out to other providers who are actually saying the same or having the same conversation with parents, but again are missing that integral part that input regulates the output. So if we can make sure that that output is being properly received, and that information is the right information that the brain is receiving, then we have a humongous win on all the fronts. And so I think it's just something that has to be done. And I, as somebody who went to school, and as well as you, Dr. Amy, the world deserves to know that this is what chiropractic is. It's about your health of your nervous system, your brain, and nothing else. And so this message absolutely has to get out there.
Yes, yes. And I appreciate that you have grabbed the information that you have learned in the Focus Academy and applied it so beautifully, and continue to apply it so beautifully and effectively in your community. So once again, can you just tell the group, for the parents out there, where you are, the name of your practice, and just how they can reach you, if you have a website?
Yes. So I'm Dr. Alexandra Vujnovic. I own a practice called Power Within Chiropractic here in Greensboro, North Carolina. And one of the best ways to reach me is through my website, thegreensborochiropractor.com. You can fill out a little form for me to reach out to you, and then we would follow through some processes on how we would ensure you are in the right place, we are the right fit for each other, and move forward.
Good, good. I love that. So if there's somebody that you don't think would be the right fit, or they would be better served at one of your providers that you have a relationship with, you'll let them know after that conversation.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. Good. That's why it's so important that, again, we have a village. I do a certain thing that is crucial for, again, the recovery and optimal function of the brain, but I can't do it by myself. And so I do have a group of people that I work with, and that's important. Yep. So absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, you're a great resource for the Focus Academy and for your community. I want to thank you again, Dr. Alex, and I look forward to doing a lot more and seeing a lot more from you in the future.
Absolutely. Bye, guys. Thank you, Dr. Amy.
Thank you.